chapter 36. For the leader, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. Transgression speaks to the wicked. Methinks there is no fear of God before his eyes. For it flattereth him in his eyes until his iniquity be found, and he be hated. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise, to do good. He devises iniquity upon his bed. He setteth himself in the way that is not good. He abhors not evil. Your loving kindness, O Lord, is in the heavens. Your faithfulness reacheth unto the skies. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains. Your judgments are like the great deep. Man and beast you preservest, O Lord. How precious is your loving kindness, O God! And the children of men take refuge in the shadow of your wings. They are abundantly satisfied with the fatness of your house. You makest them drink of the river of your pleasures. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light do we see light. O continue your loving kindness unto them that know you, and your righteousness to the upright in heart. Let not the foot of pride overtake me, and let not the hand of the wicked drive me away. There are the workers of iniquity fallen. They are thrust down, and are not able to rise. All right, let's go back up verse 1. Once again, for the leader. God is the leader. This is a song. It's a song. This here is bracketed. It's added, but this is a song of David. David is the beloved, the chosen one. I call David the chosen one, the servant of the Lord. And the servant of the Lord is, and I know some of you in the King James Version, some versions may not have this text, but a servant of the Lord is just somebody who serves God, observes his law, to observe the Torah, to observe God's law. He gave you his law. It's in your heart. And when you do wrong, he speaks to you because you know you're doing wrong. God speaks to everybody within their own heart. He put the knowledge of right and wrong there. And we'll find out. God told us he did in Deuteronomy. And you're going to have to explain yourself before God for that fact. We're going to pick it up here. Verse 2. Transgression speaks to the wicked. Methinks there is no fear of God before his eyes. Transgression speaks to the wicked. Or the transgression of the wicked speaks. Maybe a little better way we could understand this. The transgression of the wicked does speak. It says something. And I think, methinks, it says something to me. Anyway, I think there is no fear of God before his eyes. He don't fear God. He doesn't have no respect for God. Why? Well, probably his parents didn't teach him anything about God, about God's understanding, about God's knowledge, about God's wisdom, but they may not have had any. See, they may have not sought it out for themselves. They may have just took whatever they could see or touch and took that to be reality. But sometimes we'll find out a little knowledge, something we can't see, goes a long ways. 3. For it flattereth him in his eyes until his iniquity be found, and he be hated. For it flattereth in him in his eyes. It pleases him, in other words. It is pleasing to his eyeballs because he can see it. He can say, that's God. But it's not the truth. Until his iniquity be found, until his perversion, his understandings be found, and he be hated. Or he be cast out, he ain't liked no more. Why? Well, he has an idol. He has idolatry in his life. And this is what he sees. 4. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise, to do good. The words of his mouth now, because he speaks of his idol, it's iniquity, it's perversion, it's deceit, it's lies. There's no truth in it. There's no substance there. And he's left off to be wise. He's left off his wisdom. He's left it behind. And that was the Torah. Number 2, you shall make yourself no image. No nothing. No statutes, no pillars, no nothing. Don't stand nothing up and call it anything. And this is where they leave off to do good. To do good. Why? Well, God said it was for your own good. It's a warning. See, it's like saying that's hot. Don't touch it. But if you touch it, you put forth your hand, you're going to get burned every time. It's like a judgment that comes. It's the other part of the lesson. 5. He devises iniquity upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhors not evil. He devises iniquity upon his bed. Your bed's what you've made for yourself in life. And there he contemplates these devices. And it's all for gain. It's all for wealth. It's all for substance. Because he doesn't believe anyway. He is a man who's left off after idolatry and has no understanding. He imputes things that belong to God into his image. 6. He don't hate evil. He don't hate evil because he has a misconception of what evil is, and may have never been taught. And these would be those that would open their mouth with ignorance, and that's the same thing. 6. Your loving kindness, O Lord, is in the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches unto the skies. But God's loving kindness, his mercy, is in the heavens. It's bound up in understandings, and those things what God relays to each and every one of us. The faithfulness, his faithfulness, and steadfastness. He's firm, committed. It reaches into the skies. There's no height of it. Its height is unknowable. It continues. Continues is what it means. 7. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains. Your judgments are like the great deep. Man and beast you preservest, O Lord. Your righteousness, your justice is like the mighty mountains, towering above everything. His justice does. We'll find out it's a simple law. It's simple ordinances and statutes that preserve. Your judgments are like the great deep. Who can search out God's judgments and how it works and all the ramifications of every choice and action that we do? The ripple effect of our transgression. Man and beast God preserves for his own work. We'll find out God's going to make everything come out just right. I mean, it's just a matter of what has to be destroyed and what doesn't have to be destroyed. 8. How precious is your loving kindness, O God, and the children of men take refuge in the shadow of your wings. How precious, though, is God's loving kindness, his mercy that endureth forever, O God. The children of men take refuge in the shadow of your wings. The shadow of your wings, and that which shades, and this here shadow, the shade, and this intent of the understanding here is to give a little bit of comfort, let's go look at it. The word is sel. Sel. And it means shade. It's as in the intent of protection, is the way I would take this. The protection of your wings, and these wings is simply your borders, your outlines. And God sets the borders, and the gates, and the walls. There's the walls, and the law, and the gates are all one thing. It's that which surrounds God. 9. They are abundantly satisfied with the fatness of your house, and you makest them drink of the river of your pleasures. This is that which comes from the house of God, out of God's abode, where God lives. It's a little different than where we live. See, it's a little different mindset there, and a little understanding got to go with that. And this fatness, this goodness of God's house, God's abode, God's dwelling, he makes them drink of the rivers of pleasure. And the rivers are something coming down. The rivers are descending. There's water's coming down. That's understanding, see. These understandings of pleasure, because we know God is just, God is righteous. God is always does the good thing. And that we can depend, because we know God is doing it for a reason. Doing it for a reason. He has purpose. 11. No, 10. 10. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light do we see light. For with you is the fountain of life. And if you was looking for it, there it is. Right there it is. It's with God. God has the fountain of life, see. What'd he say? Turn from your sin and live and find life. Life, see. Out of the grave where you were, having heard God in your transgression, being dead by sin, being redeemed by understanding of the law. See, that's to have life. That's the fountain of life itself. In your light do we see light. That's what made our transgression known, was the judgment of God. The violation of law, the transgression of God's law, is sin. See, and that's death. And the judgment, our death, is the fire, is the light. See, and in God's light, we do see the light. In his understanding, that's the Torah, the law, we do see the judgment, and this is the light. 11. O continue your loving kindness unto them that know you, and your righteousness to the upright in the heart. Continue. Cause to continue your loving kindness, your mercy. It's cause to continue forever. It's there. It is the light to see. To them that know you, to those at once that understand just what's going on in the earth, your righteousness to the upright in heart, and God's justice. God's justice to the upright. God's letting you know, he says, I've got them right where I want them. And you don't have to worry about it. Life is just a moment. It's like just a second of the day of eternity. 12. Let not the foot of pride overtake me, and let not the hand of the wicked drive me away. Let not the foot or the paths, these things that the wicked do, overtake me. Don't let me be tempted by their ways, Lord. Let not my hand of the wicked drive me away. Draw me away. Let not the hand of the wicked. That's the works of the wicked, see. Draw me away. We find it would be very hard to do, having the mercy of God in hand. But see, the temptation's always out there, this constant ignorance that these wicked teach, the constant wickedness done in the earth against the children. See, that's who they use, the weak and the sick, taking advantage of those who suffer mostly. It's wickedness. 13. There are the workers of the iniquity fallen. They are thrust down on it, unable to rise. Yeah, that's where the workers of iniquity are fallen at. There they are. They work these perversions, but they're fallen there in their own understanding. This perversions, iniquity is the perversion. It means to twist or to transgress. It's all one thing. Transgress, to violate the law of God. That's what transgression is. That's what sin is. And the book makes that very clear. It defines it. See, and with definition, we receive understanding. And without the proper definition, we just can't get it. But they are unable to rise. They can't stand up. Well, we'll find out. God's the only one that can redeem you. God can redeem you, but you'll have to turn. We're going to move to Psalm 37. Turn and return.